for reminding that one. Yeah, I started the thing. Okay. What I was telling is, immediately after the childbirth, most of the time, child sleeps, and the time the child woken up, or the time will be less comparing to the sleeping time. Slowly, this ratio will change. Sleeping time will reduce, and the child will wake up for a long time. And during that time, whatever child needs, child will cry or make some noise to get that traction. Am I right? And
Yes,
when
sir.
the
Yes,
child
sir.
feels comfortably, child goes for sleeping. And when you reach around 3 months or so, when the child is 3 months year old, you can see when the child is comfortable, child will start smiling
Yes, sir.
and around 3 months, 90 days. It doesn't mean that exactly on the 90th day, child will start smiling. No, in and around third month, child will start smiling whenever child is very comfortable. And whoever approaches the child at that time and started playing with the child will smile. But again, if weeks are gone, or if it reaches around 5 to 6 months, you might have noticed that child start realizing people. That if child sees the mother at a distance, the child will start smiling or making some noise, and the child will realize. The child can what do you call, identify the very nearby people, especially mom and all. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that is the
Yes.
moment child identify or realizes from this is my very close one, or this is my mom, that is somebody else. At that time, when the child sees some stranger, the child may cry, or child may react to something different. So this is the point when we used to say child start realizing around whatever experiences child is having since then forms the behavior. So it starts from 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. And the earlier, what do you call, rate of learning in the initial age or in the initial years are much, much more than what we learn later part of the life. For example, suppose from age 1 to 2, the child learns, say, about 10,000 things. The number is only for an explanation. For example, if the child learns about 10,000 things in between the year 1 and 2,
Mm.
if you take the year 20 and 21, it may learn only 1 or 2 times, 1 or 2 things. So the rate of learning is very, very high during the initial years. And how long this behavior formation will be there in a child? Okay, it starts with 6 months. Okay, that is generally the neuroscientist or psychologist agree. Even before, there are recordings. Whatever experience the child undergone will be recorded in the brain. That starts even in the womb itself. That is why in our clinical practices, this is not clinically proven, but this is only an observation that I'm going to say right now. Okay. Or there is a disorder, you may be knowing that ADHD. Have you heard of that one?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Attention deficit hyperactive disorder.
Yes.
If you take the hyperactive children, 90%, around 90% of such children, their mothers undergone severe traumatic experiences during their pregnancy. That means this is not proven if the mother has undergone any traumatic experience or a lot of emotional trauma, it doesn't mean that the child should be a ADHD. And vice versa also. If the child is an ADHD child, it doesn't mean mother definitely should have undergone some emotional trauma. But observation, for about 90% of the ADHD children, their mother or during their pregnancy period, they have undergone severe emotional issues, traumas. That means even in the womb, it affects. Whatever the experience mother is undergoing, definitely that will have some impact on the child. But the child realizes the experiences only after 6 months. The child will realize, yeah, this is my mom. This is a good experience. This is a bad experience. Like that.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, so is it necessary for the mother like to undergo a trauma, or it can also be an emotional hormonal imbalance during pregnancy, uh, because of which the child can have such kind of problems?
Yeah, I told you this is not proof completely. This is only an observation.
Yeah, yeah, just an observation, but still, like,
Yeah.
so what do you think? Because I had a lot of hormonal imbalance when I was pregnant with my second one.
Okay. Have you had any emotional issues at that time? Okay, the hormonal imbalances.
Yes, yeah. So because of that, I mean, I labeled it as hormonal, but it was emotional. Like I used to literally make a mountain out of a mole. Like for a very small thing, I used to cry a lot,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so my baby has undergone an open heart surgery when he was 6 days old.
Okay. No, it hasn't got any connection with these two. Definitely, this will have some impact on the child. That's all.
Okay.
But don't take it as that the child will be ADHD or something like that. That is a different experience. That is when the mother is undergoing severe physical and psychological issues. For example, if the husband, there are a lot of family, you know that one, if the husband is a drunkard, yeah, the husband will physically abuse or physically assault the wife. In such cases, whatever the fear or the trauma, that will definitely influence the child in the womb. Okay.
Okay.
And generally, the emotional hormonal imbalances will be there during the pregnancy. To a certain extent, it will be there. Now, coming to this question, to what age this behavior formation will be there? I told you it starts somewhere around 6 months. And what do you think? How long will it last? Your idea? You need not learn about this one, but what do you think? How long will it last?
So can you please repeat the question? What will last till how long?
The thing is that the behavioral formation starts by the age 6 months.
Okay.
I mentioned when the child is around 6 months, the behavioral formation starts. Why? Because whatever experiences the child is undergoing, the child will realize about the experiences. Till then, the child do not know what is happening. But by the age 6 months, the child will start realizing the experiences. So that is the starting point of behavioral formation. My question is, how long will it start? Up to what age this behavior formation will continue?
Probably by time they enter teen, I'm not very sure, and it's just a guess.
Okay,
I have the same.
Just a minute. Shraddha said teenage. Teenage, generally what we call is the numbers with N with teen. That is 13, 14, 15,
I think 12, 13. 13.
Oh, yeah, generally.
Enter teen.
Yeah, Srigesh, what was your...
I think it goes up till somewhere till 18 to 20, I guess.
Okay, that means you are talking about the what we generally call the maturity period.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I also feel the same.
up to 18.
Yeah, 18, 20.
Yeah, that means till the child get matured or adolescent period is over.
Right, right.
Okay, okay. Any other take, Ayushi?
Sir, I think maybe 6 to 7 years, because that
7
is the
years.
initial
Yeah.
age
How did you feel
they
like that?
learn,
How did you feel like that?
because that is the age they learn the most. I mean, I feel that thing only. That are their the crucial age for them. They, they grasp the most thing. They
Okay,
observe
okay,
each
okay.
and every single thing, and
Have you learned or have you observed this one?
I have observed and I have heard also
You
somewhere,
have heard, yeah.
but not regarding the behavior formation. Like I have heard regarding learning power.
Learning
Like they
power.
learn till the, yeah, whatever you want them to teach. This young
କେବେ
age is the
lifelong
best.
ତମେ
Okay.
change ହଉ ବି ଥାଉଛ କେବେ ଏମିତି ନୁହେଁ ତ change ହବନି କୁହ
Viraja, what according to you?
I think the behavioral changes is a ongoing process, even in adult also. That happens continuously. So from 6 months till I think lifelong behavioral changes happen.
Till the grave. Till you reach
Yes.
the graveyard. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Behavioral changes.
cover.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
behavioral changes depend upon the situation.
Okay, okay. Thank you for your observations. But it is very clearly defined in psychology, the age limit. It starts by 6 months and it almost ends by 6 years. So between 6 months and 6 years, your behavioral pattern is fixed. And as Biraja said, it can change even after that. But there is a difference. Up to 6 years, we do not know the behavioral formation. Okay. And whatever formed, this is called formative years, the initial period. Whatever behavior formed during that period will last long till the end, till we reach the graveyard. And after that, what happens is, if you want to change some of your behavior, or if you are forced to change the behavior knowingly or unknowingly, that will change. For example, suppose you join in services, in military service. Have you noticed that all ex-service men have something similar?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, ex-service men means the people who retired from the military service. It can be either army, navy, or air force, or paramilitary, whatever it is. The people who served in the service for a long time and retired, if you observe, you can see there are a lot of similarity in their behavioral pattern in some of the things. What did you observe in that way? What are all the things you observed?
I think they have particularly stick on to that discipline part.
Yeah.
Even after their retirement.
They are sticking to the discipline. Okay. How did it happen?
I think that is what they
Because
are
of the training.
for a couple of years.
By force, there is a training. Whether they like it or not, they have to undergo through that way. And later it cultivated or it developed into their psyche. So as Biraja said, it can go on, but you have to put a lot of effort for that change. Or somebody should take the effort and forcefully change you. Otherwise, it won't be changed. So up to 6 years, whatever experience you're having will got a direct impact on your behavioral pattern. So 2.5-year-old kid, is it too young to receive straw, or is it the right time to get a lot of appreciation?
Yes, right time.
Right time. Give a lot of appreciation. And one more thing, whatever we speak to the children during these ages, that is, for example, a 6 months or 7 months, if you speak Hindi or if you speak English or if you speak Malayalam or if you speak Tamil, the child may not be able to understand. But whatever you speak, whenever we speak something, we are not uttering mere words. There are a lot of emotion associated with it. Am I right?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And
Yes,
all
sir.
emotions will be understood by the child. And that is how the child learns language also. So you speak to the child, whether the child knows the language or not, speak continuously, everything will go into the child's brain, even if the child is very small or whatever it is. So don't think that this is a tender age to give the stroke. You can give the stroke. So when are you going to give the stroke? Today, are you going to give the stroke for your 2.5 years old?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, anyway, the topic today I have to discuss is very related to that. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today I am going to use some of the posts which I already shared in your groups earlier. From punishment to scolding, love, understanding, and appreciation. Sorry. Is there something missing? I think something is not visible in the.
We can see your first slide.
Yeah, you just read it, whatever you can see.
Love, understanding, and appreciation.
Pardon? Love,
Love,
understanding,
understanding, and appreciation.
and can you read from punishment and scolding too?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
from punishment and full.
Yeah. Everything child can learn. From punishment and scolding to love, understanding, and appreciation. Child can learn everything starting from, not from at around 6 months to 6 years. These things are forming characters.
So, sir,
Pardon?
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Like as you said that the behavior formation stops at the age of 6.
Yeah.
So what if we
Till
want
the age of 6. Yeah.
Okay. So what if we want to make some changes in behavior of a child? Is it possible after the age of 6?
See, whatever formed before 6 will linger for long.
Okay.
But if we try consciously, we can change it. Just like I gave you the example for the people who are got training or the military training, they got a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Similarly, whatever happened before 6, we cannot go back and change it. It's not possible. But we can do a lot of remedies. If there are any issue, if there is any problem, we can do a lot of remedies. It is not too late.
Okay, sir.
It's not too late. Only thing is that a conscious effort should be there.
Okay.
If the child is before 6 and if you have a child before 6 years with you, you can mold the behavior pattern.
Yeah, I have 26 kids with me. So for them, I can work a lot.
You
26
can
kids.
do that. Whatever the way you give the love, appreciation, affection, definitely that will have a lot more to do with their psyche. The first thing is their self-esteem. I am good. They will have that feeling. And being a pre-KG teacher, you are working with pre-KG students? Or?
Yes, sir. LKG, junior KG.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this homework with my 26 kids also, which you gave me.
Definitely. Those 26 are very lucky lot because they have some teachers for doing all this. The next one is the way parents bring up their children will determine whether the children will grow into emotionally healthy individual or not. In continuation with what I was talking to you till now. See, here there are two terms, emotionally healthy and individual. We give lot of nutrition for our children during this age. Am I right? In the early ages, we are much keen on the food that we give to the child, what the child is eating, or what are all the things we have to give. We are much conscious about that one, and the child become healthy. Okay, we are bothering about the physical health. Good, we have to. In the similar fashion, we have to take care of the mental health also. But seldom we do that because we don't have training for that, and nobody instructed us also in proper way. We have to give lot of food for the mental well-being also, or the child should be physically and mentally strong, healthy. But unfortunately, we are not aware of that one. Okay, let's start with that one. Okay, and this already I mentioned you. We parents need to change ourselves first, and once we changed, everything is okay. The child will change, what you call, automatically or naturally. And yesterday you started the first step for change. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Today we are going for the next level with today's homework. And when someone is hurt, he is compelled to hurt himself or herself and or others until that hurt is healed. This is another thing we never knew that. Many of us never knew that. When someone is hurt, here the hurt means it can be physically or emotionally, but most of the things in discussion is emotional thing. When someone is hurt, he is compelled to hurt himself and or others until that hurt is healed. Here the term he stands for both gender. Okay, both or whatever the gender it is. So how children are emotionally hurt? What do you say? How children are emotionally hurt? If children are emotionally hurt, see in the physical hurt, what happened? Suppose there is a scratch, suppose there is a wound. After a certain time, what will happen? That wound will be healed. At times, it may remain some scars on your skin. Depends on the depth of the wound. But in emotional wound, what happens is, emotional wounds are not getting healed up like the physical wounds. It will be there. And all such emotional wound will have an impact on your personality and your behavior. Definitely that will be there. And as somebody was telling, this emotional wound can be healed even after you're adult. The people who come to the clinic for counseling, we can identify such emotional wound and their behavioral disorders, if any. And once you heal the emotional wounds, we can see their behavioral pattern is changing for the good. Let me narrate one example. My first job was in a college as a teacher. Immediately after my final year examination, I joined in a college. Yesterday I mentioned my bachelor's is in engineering. At that time, that is in the late 80s, to join as a lecturer in an engineering college, only the bachelor degree is sufficient. Okay, and to move further from the lecture to senior lecture or the assistant professor, you need to take the PG. That was the rule at that time. Now it is not like that. You will have to take PG. So immediately after my graduation, I joined in a college. I was staying in their hostel as an assistant warden. So my fellow roommate, who is also an assistant warden, his name is James. I am using his name with his permission. I got his permission. I will use your name as an example in my classes. He said, okay. James had severe bad experiences in his throughout the childhood. His father was very strict, very cruel also. And James is a hyperactive child. He cannot sit in one area for a long. He cannot sit more than 5 minutes in anything. He used to run around. He do all mischiefs. He do all tantrums. And he goes to the nearby houses. He was living in a village. And he do a lot of, he was playing with the children or playing with the trees or whatever it is. And finally, that will create a lot of issue with the children or the household. And they will complain about James to his parents. So what happens is, during dinner, they had a practice of eating together supper. So they were sitting in the dining table. James was there, and a younger sister to James was also there. Mother is there, and father is there. Those four were sitting in the dining table. And during the supper or dinner, at one moment the father will ask, James, where did you go today afternoon, 2 o'clock? So the James will get an idea, today is 2 o'clock. He got the news. Okay. Then he will say, no, I didn't go anywhere. Then he will start shouting, you didn't go anywhere? Where did you go? Tell me. So the James is sure he will get punishment. So reluctantly he will say, I went there, I went to the other house, or I went to my friends. Then father will ask, stand up. So all three will be eating. James will stand up. Then the father will say, move near to that wall. James will move near to the wall and he will stand there. And all the three will be eating, and the father will start talking to his mother or sister, some general issues, as if nothing has happened. And the James is standing nearby the wall. And suddenly he will ask, and what did you do after 2 o'clock? Pointing to James. He will come out with a lot of excuses. He will repeat this question several times. And at one moment of time, even without notice, he will rise from the dining table, move very fastly to the James, and give him slap left and right or black and blue. And again, he will go back to the dining table, he will start eating. So James was telling, getting that beating is not the issue. After a certain time, he's okay with that pain. Even if he beat very severely, James is okay, let him beat. But standing before or near the wall, expecting that beating or that slapping was horrible. That was James shared to me. During that time, James was thinking of even killing his father. While he is standing beside the wall, and the father is eating and normally chatting with others, James used to think to kill the father. And after 10th standard, he left home. Without saying anybody, he went out home. He got very good mark in SSLC. SSLC means 10th standard. So the father was proud He used to say, my son got this much more. I am going to join him in the engineering college after pre-degree. At that time in our place, it is called pre-degree, not +2. Okay, whatever it is. After +2, I would make him join in the engineering college. He was very proud, but he never mentioned this appreciation openly to James. So James thought, let the father not be proud of me just because of my mark. I am not going to join for the +1. I am just I am just moving away from the home. He left his native place. He got into a train, reached in Chennai. Then it was Madras, not Chennai. Okay, he reached in Madras. He was helping in a petty tea shop. He got a job. He used to wash the utensils and he was working there. The only thing what he wanted is his father should not take the pride that my son got this much mark and now he is in the +1. And what happened, the things were not smooth for him. A theft happened in that petty tea shop. And police came. They took all the boys working in the tea shop. They were taken into police custody in the lockup, and they were tortured like anything for days together. And he said there were no food. Every 24, they were not allowed to sleep. The torture was very heavy. It went on about 20 or 25 days. By that time, he totally shattered. But police came to, by that time they realized this James is innocent. So they informed the house. Till then there were, in his house, his father or mother, they were not knowing that one. Actually, they filed a case also, boy missing. Then the police informed that one and the father came to the police station. And James was telling, and that was the saddest or the cruelest moment in his life. He was not able to even stand properly. He was lying on the floor and the father was standing there. And he took him and he joined this particular boy in a, by that time the +1 admission, everything was over. Then he admitted him to a polytechnic. He did diploma in engineering. And after that, he joined in this particular engineering college as a technician. And he was sharing my room. Okay. So this was the incident he mentioned. After certain, say about few weeks, we means myself and James used to go outside the hostel. There is a tea shop over there. In the evening, we used to go and chat with that man. And one day that shopkeeper told us, in your hostel, there is a boy called Pavan. Take care, be an eye on that particular boy. He's not good. Then James asked the shopkeeper, what's wrong with him? He used to walk through this in front of the shop during evening. And whenever ladies or girls are moving, he used to eve-tease, not even eve-teasing, he used to drop them. So he's not good. You take care because he is in your hostel. Okay, we came back. Actually, I was just out of college and joined in this college, hardly 2 months. Then I told James, no, I think I can't handle this situation. What are you going to do? James said, you don't worry, Nandajan. You just see how I handle the situation. We reached our hostel. We were in our room. James sent somebody and asked the Pavan to come to our room. Pavan came to our room. The first thing James asked is, ask the Pavan, go to that near the wall and stand there. And the Pavan was standing near the wall. James started talking to me very casually. A lot of the other things. I was wondering, he's not at all, as if the Pavan is not at all there. And in between, James started asking, where were you yesterday at 4:30? Then again, he started talking to me. He repeated this question several times. Pavan was telling I was in the hostel Then James said, you know, you were not in the hostel. Yeah, I just went outside for getting something from that shop. Okay, you went to that shop. Then what happened? He said, nothing happened. Again, James started talking something else to me. At one moment of time, James was just like a rocket. He started from his chair, reached the Pavan, gave him a slap. The Pavan fell down. And the Pavan got up. James said, don't repeat this one. Go back. What I was telling is, I can see exactly the James father was acting out back. James used to tell me at that time I didn't learn psychology at all. Just a BTech graduate, reached that hostel, I didn't know what is happening. James was telling the moment he was, the time when he was standing near the wall and father and other were talking normally, that is the cruelest time he ever experienced in his life. He used to tell me that even in the police custody, he didn't have that much pain. But he did the same thing to another boy in front of him. This is what is happening. We are all doing all this kind of thing. Whatever we scold the children, whatever we yell the children, we are repeating a lot of things from the past. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have I disturbed you? After hearing this one, have I disturbed you? Are you feeling guilty? Yeah, we are doing something like this. It's not.
Yes, sir. I can.
Yes, sir.
I can recall, like, but however, like in the manner in which my mother used to scold me.
Yeah.
So I am doing the same thing with my daughter.
Same
Sometimes
here,
I
sir.
try not to confront her and verbally abuse her, but then after she's gone, I feel like shouting and uttering the same lines which my mother used to tell me.
Okay. Don't worry about that one. This is only for an awareness. If you are shouting, if you are yelling at your children, it's not because of you. It's the program we received earlier in our childhood. And unknowingly, we are acting according to that program. So the next billion-dollar question is how to change it. We cannot go back to our childhood and change everything. But it can be. I'll give you one example. This is one of the examples I used to repeat in almost all my classes. I got it from one of my teachers. Yogesh and Sadi Chechi, who were attended my last webinar, they know that one. I will ask you all other people here, right? Suppose you are teaching at kindergarten. Yeah, already Ayush is teaching at LKG students. Suppose imagine you are teachers, not you are teachers at first standard or second standard. Just imagine. Imagine.
So can you repeat?
Just imagine you are teachers in the first standard or second standard.
Okay, sir.
Imagined? Fine. Now this is examination time. And the question asked to the children, or one of the questions is, what is the color of parrot? Parrot. You know parrot, right? What is the color of parrot? What is the answer you are expecting?
Green.
Green.
Green, yeah. If the child marks green, you will put a tick, and on the margin you will give 1 mark or half mark, whatever the grade for that question. If child writes something other than green, we will put a into or a round, and in the margin we will put a 0.
0.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now my question, have you ever seen a parrot in your life? Have you ever seen a parrot in your life?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's the color of that parrot?
Green.
green.
White.
So there are
I think.
parrots
Yeah.
of different colors also.
What are all those different colors?
It is of white and yellowish color
Yeah,
also.
yeah. You might have gone to zoo also.
Yes,
Yeah, in zoo we can see parrots from all over the
many
world.
colors. Yeah,
What are the colors? White,
red,
Yeah,
white.
sometimes even red color.
red
Yeah.
color is there. Yeah,
And even with some multicolors also some.
yeah. What are all those multi? Just spell it out. What colors? Multicolor means
With red, blue,
dark blue.
Blue, yellow,
or
green,
Yeah, yellow is
red.
there.
or
Okay,
mixed.
okay. So in your life, you experienced, you have seen parrot, yellow parrot, white parrot, red parrot. But if the child write white or yellow, why are you making into? Why do you cut that
Because
answer?
we are comparing with a answer which we know.
Pardon?
We are comparing with a answer
Ah,
which we know as a teacher. We know.
as a teacher, we know. But we have experience, we have seen parrots of different colors. But still, why we are looking for that only green?
Rote
That is
learning.
wrong. That is wrong.
That's wrong, you know, right now. But why are we sticking to that green? Even though we know it is wrong.
Maybe because we expect the answers from the content given to them. Like, okay, this is your book, so
Okay.
I
So
mean,
the question
they
should have been, what is the color of parrot as given in the textbook? Not what is the color of parrot. The question should have been like that. Okay. If I ask you the question again, what is the color of parrot? What will you say? If I am asking the question right now, what will you say? What will be your answer?
Various colors.
Various colors. So what magic did happen right now?
Understanding.
Yeah, this is called awareness. See, the first one, why we say green means we were taught color of parrot is green for the first time. This is called the power of first learning. Whatever we learned first time will be there forever. It's not easy to change. For example, suppose your child is in the UKG and the teacher pronounce a word. For example, different part of the state, the pronunciation are different. You know that?
yes,
Same word will be pronounced differently in different part of India. And if you move out of India, in different countries, the same word may pronounce differently. For example, in India, association, there is a term, right? In some part it is called as association. In some part they pronounce it as association. In some part they will pronounce it as association. Suppose you believe association is right. And the teacher in the class taught the child association. The child in your house, when reading the text, the child says association. You go up to the child, try to correct it. What will happen?
the kid won't. For the kid, the teacher is always correct.
Yeah.
Whatever the teacher may
the
teach.
kid say, Mom or Papa won't know this.
No,
Teacher
no,
said
no.
like this,
Yes.
Yeah.
and teacher is always right. There is a feeling like that. Whatever we learned initial years or in the formative years, it is not easy to change. But it can be changed because now we are grown up. This is called adult awareness. Once you have the awareness, immediately that will be changed. Just like if I ask you again what is the color of parrot, you know, you will say multicolor. within the fraction of a second, within the within the span of a blink of an eyelid, it changed because of the awareness. So if you have the awareness, you can change. So whatever you learned during your childhood from your parents to scold or yell, this is the pattern you are following right now. It can be changed. It can be changed the moment you know that this is a pattern I received from my parents. The first awareness. Second awareness, if I pass this on to my child, his behavior or his personality will be adversely affected by this. If you have these two awareness, definitely we can change. It's not easy. Even after this awareness, you will start yelling or scolding the child. But immediately after the scolding, we will get an idea, oh, I haven't done that. Okay. Next time, during yelling or scolding itself, you will come to know that, oh, I am doing something wrong, but can't help you, will continue.
Yes.
You will continue. The third stage, the moment we start to say or coming for the scolding or yelling, we will know that, but can't help you do that. The third stage. Fourth stage, we will come to know that, yeah, I'm going to yell, I'm going to scold, let me stop it, you can do that. There are 4 different stages. You need not pass all the 4 stages consecutively, but initially it may give you, it may not be easy, but it is possible. So my today's aim is only to make you aware whatever you are doing to your child right now is not consciously you are doing. You are consciously doing all the appreciation, everything. But when you are cornered, when you are stressed out, when you are at emotion, whatever we do is whatever we have received earlier. Because we are acting without our conscious mind, we are acting subconsciously. When we get irritated, or when we are angry, when we are sad, we act according to our intuition or whatever the way. That is something called the conditioning, what we received during our childhood days. So in order to change that, there is only one method: get aware of this one. So that much is for today. And how we can do this one, we will learn and practice tomorrow and day after tomorrow. This much is whatever the past or whatever we are doing, and how to overcome it, how to tackle the situation, we can practice it tomorrow. And today there is a homework. We have a meditation. Before that, there is a homework for today. Today's homework is, go to your child today. If the child, okay, there are a lot of small babies with you. If the child is already slept, don't worry about it today. You can do it tomorrow also. Sit with the child. Start discussing with the child about your behavior. As a mom or as father, my behavior to my child, you discuss with the child. Have I ever hurt you?
I am not able to. I'm not able to hear because of backend noise. If everybody can mute, then it would be nice.
There is okay. I am going to mute you all for the time being. Okay. If you want to say something, you can raise your hand and this one. Biracha, am I audible clearly right now?
Yes.
Shweta? Oh, okay. Shweta, in between, I think she's in things. Yeah. Shweta, you made a call for me, right? Okay, you're in. The homework is, if possible today, if the child is already asleep, you do it tomorrow. Sit with the child, have a chat, and ask the child about your behavior to the child. how is your mama? And what are all the way of your behavior is good or the child likes, and what behavior of you child dislikes. Why it is liking? Why? If it is disliking, why? You can ask the question, have I ever hurt you? You can ask that. And if the child say, yeah, mom or papa, you hurt me on the other day like that. When the child says that, if you feel the child feeling sad, you can reflect that emotion. Mind this word, you reflect that emotion. When child says mama is good or papa is good and you see the child is happy, you reflect that emotion. Reflect that emotion means when child says happily, papa you're good, mama you're good, you did that to me on that day, then you ask you're happy on that, right? You just ask that question, that emotion. Are you happy on that? You got happy on that day, if that's it. Similarly, when the child say, you hurt me on the other day, you ask after watching your child's emotion, are you sad on that? Or you got feared on that? Whatever the emotion you observed right now when you talk to the child, and reflect that emotion to the child. That can create wonders. And somebody asked me before, already if you have done something wrong or some wound already created on the child, if you reflect this emotion, definitely that wound will start healing. That is, when the child realizes my emotion is clearly understood by my parents, that emotional issue will start getting healing. Normally, people won't know this technique. Unfortunately, nobody teaches this one. In my view, this has to be taught in schools also. But during counseling practices, we learned that one. Whenever somebody talks to us emotionally, we reflect that feeling. And when we reflect that feeling, they will get cured. We have been seeing that for a long time, for a lot of cases. So today's homework is this much. Go and chat with your child very peacefully. Ask his feedback on your behavior, both good and bad. You can ask what are all the times mama or papa made you happy. You are happy with my behavior. What are all the behavior of mine are okay for you? What are all my behavior are not okay for you? Don't justify your action on that particular day. If the child says something which is really hurting you, don't try to justify on the other day mama was like this and you acted like that and that's why mama scolded you. If mama scolded you, it is just because of mama, not by the child. If we are getting angry, it is just because we are responsible. I cannot say all the participants in the class made me mad. I cannot say like that. If I am mad, if I am angry, it is just because of me. We are not getting angry, we are not getting mad just because of other people. We usually blame like that. And to the children also, we used to say, I slapped you just because of you. You did so, and I lost control and I slapped you. It's just because of you. No, it's not just because of the child. It is because I couldn't control my emotions properly. It is because my weakness of there is no control over my emotion. That's why I slapped. Okay, so forget about that one. I am not going to disturb you. Sit with the child. When the child says the child is hurt, what the most you can say is you can hold the child. You can give a kiss. You can say I love you. But try to reflect, try to mirror the emotion the child was undergoing. When the child says that you feel the child is sad, you can say, are you sad? Or you can say, you got frightened. Or you can say, are you angry? What would be the emotion? Just observe the emotion, tell to the child. I'm sure this will create wonders. And this will heal, or this is the starting point of healing of emotional wounds already inside the child. Hope you understood that. I am unmuting. Is the homework clear for all?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Shall we go for a meditation session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, relax, be seated most comfortably. Relax and sit most comfortable way you can.
Nandana, can you mute us all before you start the meditation?
Yeah, definitely. I will do that. Before that, I want to just check the. Just a minute. Okay. Tell me the music volume is okay for you. My instructions are audible, or the music volume is more or less. I need a feedback.
Volume should be little less.
Volume is a little bit less. Okay.
The volume is more, it should be less because we can't hear you.
Now is it okay? Am I audible clearly? Am I audible clearly?
Yes, yes.
It'll be better if you can still reduce a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. What I need is only a very feeble music. That's all. Okay. Okay. So relax and okay. Close your eyes. Sit most comfortably. Relax. Close your eyes. Be seated in most comfortable manner. Relax and take a deep breath in and slowly out. Another deep breath, inhale and exhale. Relax. One more deep breath, inhale and hold. Exhale. Relax. Breathe normally. Take breath normally. Watch your breathing. Breath. Just observe your breath. You are breathing very normally. Just observe all sounds around you. No noise is annoying you. No sound is disturbing you. Using the full power of your ears, try to hear all noises, voices around you. No sound is disturbing you. Let the sound come and go. You are just watching. You are just an observer. Relax. Relax. The whole muscles are getting relaxed. Muscles on your foot are getting loosened. You can feel the muscles on your feet are getting loosened and getting relaxed. Muscles on your ankle You can feel each and every muscle on your ankle is getting relaxed and getting loosened. Your thighs are getting relaxed. All muscles, thigh muscles are getting relaxed, loosened. The whole legs, 2 legs are totally relaxed. You feel weightless. You feel weightless on both legs. Relax. And your abdomen muscles are getting relaxed. Relax. All internal organs you can see, you can feel are getting relaxed. Your chest is getting relaxed. Your lungs are getting relaxed. Shoulder is getting relaxed. Both hands, fingers, all fingers are getting relaxed. Neck muscles, head, forehead, eyebrow, eyeball, eyes, nose, lips, teeth, tongue, whole body is getting relaxed. The whole body is getting relaxed. Relax. Relax. You can feel your heart inside your body. Yes, you can feel your heart right now. You can feel the heartbeat. Try to listen to hear, listen the heartbeat. You can feel your heart, you can see your heart, you can see the shape, you can see the colors. You can hear the heartbeat. You can feel it. You're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're feeling it. Try to listen your heartbeat. It's a very natural process, heartbeat. Heart beats rhythmically. There is a rhythm. And you can feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. Yes, you can feel that rhythm. Yes. Heart beats rhythmically. And that's the rhythm of our body. There is a rhythm in the heartbeat. And that's the rhythm of our body. Yeah, our body got a rhythm. Relax. Relax. You're going to talk to your child today. Whatever unsettled business, unfinished business, or whatever the scars left in the child's mind will be washed away. It will be started today. Whatever we have done earlier with ignorance can be taken away. And we can heal our child. When we heal child, in that process we are also getting healed. No guilt consciousness is needed for what we did to our child. Because we did it out of ignorance. Now we have awareness. No guilty consciousness is needed. We know We know things, whatever we did is out of our ignorance, not consciously. We act upon emotion. We acted when we were cornered emotionally. And we have the awareness right now. And we are going to heal it. A warmth is getting filled inside you. You feel warm. If there is any heaviness in your chest, you can feel that it is melting away. If any heaviness is there in your chest or in your body, you have awareness now, and in the light of awareness, all those heaviness are getting lightened, and moving away from us. Now you are totally relaxed. There is no heaviness. There is no guilt in you. You are okay. You are okay. You are okay. You are going to heal your child, and thereby you are healing yourself. And you can do that. And you only can do that. Yes, you can do that, and you only can do that. You are powerful. You are powerful. You are powerful, and you have that power. Now you are totally relaxed. There's no heaviness. Totally relaxed. You are powerful. Relax. 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 Slowly get awareness where you are sitting, your chair, your vehicle, your room. You are doing meditation as a part of our course. You are doing this meditation. Just think of your feet, ankle, knee, thighs, both legs, abdomen, chest, shoulders, both hands, fingers, head, forehead, eyebrow, eyes, nose, lips, teeth, tongue. Be conscious about whole body. Relax. And there is a smile on your lips. A beautiful smile. There is a smile, there is a beautiful smile on your lips. Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes. Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes. Are you okay?
Perfectly all right.
How do you feel?
This is good.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Yeah. So you are going to do this homework today?
Yes.
Yeah, for the initial 2 days, we were discussing about the problem and what are all the issues if we do like this to our children. We were discussing only issues right now. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, or today, from the homework today onwards, we are going to do the healing process. How to behave with the child. Okay. And whatever we have done earlier can be erased, can be taken away. Okay. Whatever the wound, if any, existing. Of course, there will be small or big, I don't know. It can be cured, it can be healed. So, okay, is there anything to discuss or is there anything to clarify?
No, sir.
If it is not, let me say goodbye. Good night.
One question I would like to ask you.
Yeah, please.
Uh,
Raja is
as
in still vehicle in the car. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, Ayushi.
as a part of the homework, you said that we have to ask the questions and like we need to discuss our behavior.
Yeah.
So when the child says, suppose that particularly this was the thing which hurted me or which I didn't like.
Hmm.
So shall we apologize for that? Should we apologize for that if we feel like?
Yeah, if you feel like you can do that, you can say, I was not aware of that. I'm sorry for that. You can do that.
That
You can
for
say.
example, that I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
you can
really
say.
very sorry that because of this you got hurted.
Yeah. You can say, I'm sorry. I was not aware that it would hurt you. You can
Okay,
say like that. Yeah. And that is the truth also.
okay,
Yeah, that's the truth also. When you are doing
yeah,
something, you are not aware that this would hurt in this fashion. So we did it ignorance, out of ignorance. We are not knowing about that one. So you can say apology, you can say sorry. That is a good virtue, in fact, Ayushi. When we say sorry to a very small kid, that kid learns a big lesson to say sorry. And in their life, they will say sorry when they hurt somebody. Definitely. You need not to, preach or teach the child to say sorry. Instead,
okay,
as Ayushi rightly pointed out now, if you feel you need to say sorry, you say sorry. The child will learn. Just like some of you discussed prior to the class, when you started telling you are good, child was doing back the same thing. Mama is
yeah,
good. Yeah.
yes.
Whatever we give to them, they will give it back. Definitely, they will give it back.
And
Yeah.
we should give excuses like why we are sorry.
No. Don't justify it. No excuse and justification can. It won't give any healing action. That's why I mentioned it earlier. No excuse at all. This is the situation, and the situation was like that, and I was like that. No. Only thing what we can ask is, it hurt you. You're sad. Like that. Just reflect that emotion. Say sorry. Hold it. That's all. That's enough. Don't try to justify.
So I know my child is going to ask me, Mama, will you repeat it next time?
You can
Yeah,
say, what could be your answer then?
I'll try not to repeat.
Yeah. You can say, I will try not to repeat it. Yeah, you can say. Because we may not be able to say, no, I won't do it. If
Yes,
you
I
say,
cannot
no,
promise.
I won't do it, you should not do it again. If you're not sure about that, you can say, I'm learning. I am trying to not to do that. I will try my level best not to do that. That should be the answer. Be sincere with the child.
Yeah.
Don't give false promises. Okay,
Right.
because we are human beings. Okay, whatever we learned, whatever we acquired skills, we are human beings. At times, we may act just like any other human being. So absolutely, there is no issue if you yell at your child after the course or after learning psychology. No. The only difference is, after doing that, we realize and we go to the child, we ask the child, did it hurt you? Sorry for that. That's all. That's only the difference. It's not the other way around. We are all human beings with all, and we are, in fact, we are very fragile. We are not that much strong for emotions. Being human being, we used to undergo all these kind of emotions. It's not a sin. Getting emotional is not a sin. We are getting emotional because we are human beings. That's all.
So I have a question.
Yeah, please.
If the child is hurt by someone else, not by the parents, then also can we ask the same question to the child?
Yeah, you can ask that one and you can discuss that one. You can reflect that emotion. Okay. But here what we do is, from your part, we are building a very strong rapport between child and you.
Right.
And one point of time, the child feel I can discuss anything to my parents.
Yes.
And that is the strongest point also.
My parents understand me.
Yeah, that's important. My parents will understand me. If the child is having that assurance, definitely that child will behave very properly.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever happened outside the world, child will have a feeling, yeah, whatever happens, my mama, my papa will understand me. They can understand my position. If the child is having that assurance, definitely that child will be with you forever. Okay. Even in the teenage or even bigger than that. And many parents feel very bad when the child become teenage. They are leaving us. And after one stage, we have no voice at all. Fortunately, all the children with you are in below teenagers, okay, or just about to get into the teenage. So, getting a formation or a repair at this age is very easy than which happens during the teenage or in the later parts. At every point of time, it is possible, but earlier the best. Anything to be discussed?
No, thank you.
Okay, so thank you. Purnima, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
So here I am so happy, sir, to agree with your words that you said one line that if you practice the saying sorry by yourself, sure the child will repeat that.
Definitely.
So it has happened in my kid. I have observed him a lot.
Yeah.
So often, if I beat him now, after 10 to 10 minutes, I will be calm. Again, I will sit with him. I will talk to him. And I have, but one thing I have did is I have excused him. That one I'll accept. Yeah. So you did like that. So like got angry like that. I have told him. But again, I'll ask sorry. Sorry. Hereafter, I will not get. I'll try to control myself. Like that, I'll be telling. So by doing that, nowadays he's practicing that. If he, yeah. Even now, from the 3 years itself, he's having that habit. If he throws something, at the next second saying sorry, Amma.
Yeah.
So if I get angry, also the next second, I'm controlling myself.
Yeah, the awareness creates magic.
Yeah.
The awareness. Yeah, I am angry. It's an awareness. And my anger did this. It's an awareness.
One more question, sir.
Purnima, will you beat again your child?
Oh, wait, sir.
Eh?
Okay.
Will you beat again your child?
No, I'll try, sir.
You try.
Even from yesterday itself, I have changed. I'm trying to change me a lot, sir. And another one I have to ask, sir, because even if we practice the sorry habit also, if child maybe it may strike no. Suppose if they are doing any wrong thing, okay, if I ask sorry, they will leave it. So such things it may occur. I'm asking.
Yeah, we will discuss it tomorrow. How to reinforce behavior. This happens in the heading how to reinforce behavior or how to cultivate good behavior. Okay, that is the technical term is reinforcing. I will take it in depth tomorrow, that one. And again, for the people who are psychologists, or I do get angry because I am a human being. So my wife or somebody else will ask after learning all the psychology, why are you getting angry? Because I am a human being. The only difference is, if you learn all these things, you will back to normal faster than others. It's not that you won't never get into emotional. We are human beings and we will get into emotional. But if you learn all these things, we can come back to the normal fast. That's all. That's the learning. Not avoiding all emotional thing. No, we have to be emotional. Emotion has to be expressed and emotion has to be there. That again we will discuss if time permits. So good night all. Thank you for active listening and active participation. Okay. Even
Thank
though-
you for the wonderful class, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Enough.
Good
Yeah.
night, sir.
Okay, good night. Good night, all.